8 is learn CQV Trust Bond Equity and the central banking system. So what this is basically the banks don't actually have any money. They're all profiteering from your trust accounts. So mortgages, they deceive you into agreeing for them to take the money from your own trust account from bonds of equity. They then deceive you again to agreeing that if you don't pay the said amount back to the bank with interest, you agree for them to come and repossess your property. Obviously, it's all a legal fraud in the central banking system. If you look at the wars and the countries that the wars have been in, you'll find that after each war, what has appeared is the Freemasonic lodges, the birth certificate, and the central banks. Like I say, don't take my word for it. Investigate for yourselves. Number 9 is comprehend inverted deceptions and false flags like 9/11, 7/7, 3/22, including the coronavirus. So 9/11, obviously that was in 2001, and the relevance of the numbers 9/11 reappears again with the coronavirus. So Knights Templar were inaugurated in 1119. They then initiated Freemasonry in 1717. They still sit right at the top of the Freemasonic ladder. You've got the Templar Cross as well, which basically pinpoints the dates of the false flag events. I will add that infograph after this video. And yeah, so 9/11 in Knights Templar 1119 on their 900th anniversary, which was 2019, we had the COVID ruse. Obviously originally coronavirus, it's always been around. They then manipulated these flu statistics and renamed it to COVID-19. That was on a date of the same numerology of the year the Knights Templar were initiated on their 900th anniversary, so that's the 19th of November. Obviously it has the numerology of 1119. Then there's various other dates as well, like the 19th of April up until the 1st of May. You've got the Feast of Baal. That's you'll see headlines orientated around child sacrifice, fires, etc. So that's the 19th of April, up and then you've got the 420 as well. I know that that's quite a well-known date to a few people. It's all Babylonian paganism. And yeah, these are all false flags, and that doesn't mean that they didn't happen. It means that they've been orchestrated to push agendas, cause trauma, and in a ritualistic way. So the Twin Towers, for example, the Pillars of Solomon, Bowen and Jason, which are actually Gibraltar and Morocco, is what they symbolise. Don't go further. That's also where the flat Earth theory sort of originates as well. The people used to think that the ships would fall off the edge of the Earth if they carried on sailing. So when they were stood in between the Morocco and Gibraltar, they could see the British ships sailing across the sea, and that they then had the perception that they were sinking because they were going over the curvature. And yeah, so it's basically don't go further, just believe what you're told. Indoctrination, not education. Number 10 is grasp the secret society historical manipulations / matrix / rituals, including the Great Fire of London. So the Great Fire of London in 1666 is basically the ritual that they used to put everybody's property into trust due to them allegedly not knowing who had fled or left the the crisis, because it was also around the same time as the bubonic plague, another pandemic. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, so they give everybody, they actually deem them dead, missing at sea, and give them 7 years to return to reclaim their property. It would have obviously helped if they had actually publicised the fact. However, they never did, so nobody actually presented themselves living. And that's basically the ritual that was used, and a lot of them are orientated around fire, such as Grenfell Tower fire, the Titanic as well. That's another one. If you look at who was on the ship, that actually started on the 15th of April. It lasted for 4 days, so leading up to, as previously mentioned in the last video, the 19th of April, the Feast of Baal. So it's more Baal fires. Yeah, there's lots of them. Various different rituals, and obviously, there's also like the 7/7 events as well in the United Kingdom. It's all to push agendas, all orchestrated. It doesn't mean people don't die, but it just means the ones that do die are the genuine, naive public, whereas the deceitful, manipulative Freemasons continue going about their ways. Yeah, I'll leave it there. So number 11 is the New World Order, the Synagogue of Satan, and Babylonian Paganism and Symbolism. So the New World Order is basically it's not even a New World Order, it's a New World Order. It's a part of what's being orchestrated today with the start of World War III, which will be officially starting in the next 12 months or so. Then you've got Babylonian paganism, which is the sun worship, etc. The sun, it's worship of what's created rather than the creator. You've got the Synagogue of Satan, which is obviously Satanism, and their Symbolism as well, which is absolutely everywhere on all of the Masonic corporations, all of the charities, which are more Masonic corporations. In the councils, you'll see it everywhere. So, for example, the Star of Remphan, that's the Satanism side of things. Then you have got like an inverted shape of that, which is the pentagram, the Babylonian paganism. This is what meaning they all use the same symbolism. But then you've got the Order of the Eastern Star, which is a branch of Freemasonry that accepts both women and men. And for all I know, they do. Well, who knows what they are anymore anyway. So if you look into that symbol as well, that's pretty much on the same lines of the pentagram and the Star of Remphan as well. It's also warned about in scripture. A lot of people who, they are under the label of religious, obviously don't actually look at what they are doing, or they're just indoctrinated by the churches, by the pastors, by the vicars, because if they actually bothered to look into scripture, they'd know what they're doing is a direct inversion of the divine law and the Torah. But yeah, and then you've got the all-seeing eye, obviously the pyramids, all Masonic symbolism, undeniably.